Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is Kai and welcome back to Brokerock Season 5. So welcome back. I hope you've all had an absolutely fantastic week. Since the last episode we obviously have had our live stream on Saturday where we began the construction of our trading hall. So as you can see there's been a little bit more work done since the actual live stream itself, but we have dug out the room so there is 32 blocks by 32 blocks in all directions. And I've hidden actually the entrance here to our villager trading area which we set up. Just head along there now. And directly at the end of the stream, after spending about 15 minutes trying to get these villagers to actually start breeding, we came back and we had a full plethora of 10 villagers. So we have all of our babies, the length of time I've been down here, all of our babies have grown up. We have all of these villagers now, no nitwits whatsoever, which is very, very handy. And we obviously have got our area here with our adults. They're nice farming away, and yeah, I guess we're almost at the point we can start setting up our pods. I have noticed that they're... Stop throwing them food! We're going to be getting another 10 beds in here, so we've got 20, which is what we need for our first villager pod. As you see when we're back across here, we have started to get the pods in play. We still have to think about how we're going to set up the iron farm and if we are going to go for the stacking village way. I have been speaking to old guy about that, he's the expert when it comes to stacking villages. And it might be possible, we have got the distance, we are 100 blocks away from the actual villager breeder there. Each of these pods have basically been set up, I've not done the other two yet. Because I ran out of concrete, which means, well I never ran out of sand, I ran out of the gravel aspect of it, we'll look at that in a second. We have basically got 10 by 10 with this central placement, and if I was going to go for stacking villages I would need to put the beds behind each of these pods, I think would be the best way to do it. With iron farms on each of the four corners. Now that's, again, stacking villages is well out with anything I've ever done. I'd love to, but I say we'll need to wait and see how we go. If not, we'll just go for potential one iron farm, just have it funneling either above here, down into this section here, or we'll just pick one of the corners and just spawn proof the rest of it. But that's something I'm still working on, and yeah, I've quite a lot of plans. It's just try to get everything done before the end of the season. So as I said, I did run out of gravel. So in order to get gravel, the quickest way to do that would be, there's a couple of ways. The easiest way to get gravel would be to either go to an ocean, you know, where we're directly underneath an ocean. So that would be the easiest way to do it. Grab a shovel and start digging out all of the gravel. However, I'm pretty much done with mining, to be fair. We've done quite a lot over the season, so I went one step further. And I made myself a wee bartering farm. So I've got a wee clip of me getting our pigman into here. He has got a bow, so he has got to hit me if I go too close to him. Now I'll break in just to show you there. So we have Mr. Pigglesworth there. He is producing more items than I ever knew you can get from Piglin Trade. He's standing on top of a hopper with a carpet. I heard this is the most, not the best way to do it, but I've never had any issues. We have obviously got our chests and a dropper there with tons and tons of gold in it, and we'll have a reset button for it way over here because I've been AFK for a couple of hours, and after a couple of hours with Mr. Pigman here, if you remember our room back here, we have now got near enough every single item that he can trade, and the system should be empty. So I've got tons of boots, water bottles, fire res potions, leather, soul sand, tons of quartz, obsidian isn't as much, blackstone's quite a bit, crown obsidian isn't as much, iron nuggets, charges, enchanted books, which is obviously just going to be soul speed, nether bricks, ender pearls. The main reason we're doing this is gravel. We have got string, arrows, and we have 3 chests here for our Brokerocker heads. And I've got to admit, this is the most broken dynamic I've ever heard. You know, I just don't understand why we get so many heads. Oh, come on. You know. But anyway, so we have got an absolute ton of Brokerocker heads, which I get the fun with it. It's just it's a lot. It's a lot of Brokerocker heads. So yeah, that is what we have there. I have got one other project that I have been working on this week, and it's slightly more of a secret project. I've not really told anybody what I was doing. So I'll give you a flyover of it. I'm not going to explain why I'm doing it or anything at the moment, but it is something I feel you should see, because it is something we're going to be working on over the next couple of weeks, potentially. And it's actually over here. Let's see if we can see it from the top of this tower. We're going to finish these towers before the end of the season as well. I'm just trying to get the trading hall done first. Oh, we can see it. So I have made a map perimeter. This contains just under 15,000 snow blocks, because the whole dragon snowman round thing doesn't work very well because it starts melting. And yeah, it is at the moment entirely white, but it is something we're going to be working on, and I think it looks pretty cool. You can barely see the sea if you stand in the centre of it. So I had actually taken me 3 days to make the actual snow blocks for it, if I can find my way back to the Ocean Monument. Where is it? Go on, render on. Right. So it took me quite a few days. You can crouch when you're flying. Okay. So in order to make all of our snow blocks, we have created this little snow block farm. This is back at the main base. It's actually in the centre of our slime area, which we never ever got around to using. And it still spawns slimes on the underside, but won't spawn slimes on top, which isn't too much a major thing. But it's just your standard design with your snowman in the centre of your 4 glass blocks. Stands in the centre of the hoppers, so that every time it does break the snow, it does come back again. And it's just a really simple system. Just collects the snowballs. I've increased the storage more than what the actual original design showed. So we have actually got at the moment, I think it's 10 double chests worth there, which still wasn't enough for the farm, but it did take 3 days to make those. On our live stream on Saturday, which is at 10:30 PM GMT, as we do each week, we're going to work back on our trading hall. We're going to get ourselves loads of concrete made. I'm going to AFK the barter and farm as long as I possibly can to get gravel. And we'll get the concrete made for that. And I would like to start moving the villagers. So, yeah, come along to that. I think it'll be good fun. We'll move the villagers in. We'll start getting them into their 1 emerald trades, and I think it'll be a lot of fun. I am actually out of time for this episode. If you have liked the video, please like and subscribe to the channel. A link to all the other BrokeRockers are in the description box below. And yeah, please join us again either for our live stream or join us in the next video. My name is Kai. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.